Hello, welcome back. Last time I got acquainted with the latest nightmare puzzle here, Neural Processor Logic Board. I had some ideas for things to try here, but I'm in a real serious space crunch. I think just like I was doing with Scaffold Printer, the thing to do here is going to be to do this piecewise. So don't worry too much if I can't... Yeah, you winked at me. I saw that out of the corner of my eye. You do it sometimes. So don't worry too much if everything can't fit on the board at once. In fact, let's go ahead and just make a copy of this. Just in case I end up having some useful salvageable part from there. Okay, so in here, the main thing I wanted to do was to try and expand this out a bit and see if I can do some useful work with it in MC6000 form. So the useful work was going to be that you'll get a logos value and a telos value. That'll tell you which of these to talk to if either... Well, actually you got to talk to both. How to talk to them. And then you're going to send back that value because I have to preserve it and also tell me which one it came from. Okay, so every tick here. Okay, so whatever this was, just go away. I have all of those. You know what? Even this maybe can go away. I'll leave it for now. This doesn't mean anything. Sure. So yeah, serious space crunch, and I can't wire behind these. And that's kind of killing me here. Okay, so... You definitely need all 4 of your X-bus pins, which means this has to be offset from here to do... Okay, let's do this. Yes. Because you'll have to talk to the outside world somehow. Don't like the way that looks. I super hate the way that looks. That's awful, but let's not worry too much about it. So here's the new thing you're gonna do. Yeah, this is just a bunch of nonsense. Doesn't mean anything. Logos. Move X0. This would feel cleaner if I did it a different way, but I can't do it a different way, can I? Doesn't really look like it. No, it's... No matter how I wire this, it's just like a super mess that I hate. If I do this, then I lose that space down there, and that's no good. Nothing is. Everything's bad. Alright, move X0, X2. Move X3, X2. Alright, so here's a logos, here's a telos. Move X2, TCP, X2, 0. Maybe. I'm not convinced of that yet. Eventually you'll be sleeping one. Okay, so the way you would work here. You wait for 2, you're gonna get 2 values. One after the other. So if you get... Okay, right, so this is... Okay, so pulse immediately if you've gotten a 1. So you... Alright, Sure, X fine for now. I might decide to change that to dat, but that's fine. Tech... -99. No, see, I need like 2 separate chains of logic. Actually, no, maybe that's fine. That is fine. Okay, so... if it's not that, then I discard the next incoming value. Here, you go away. Right, so if logos has data for me, I discard the next incoming value from telos, which I know will be -999 because they can't transmit at the same time. At least I'm assuming that. and I think that's a safe assumption. I would move 1 to the Logos pulse controller, which is x3, and I would move -1 Logos back here. Otherwise, so instead of doing the null read, I do this one. Okay, so for one thing, I also move 0 to x3. That can happen here. x1 ac 0 to x3. I need to talk to x2 here. I guess I can do it here. 0 x2, move 1 x2. Wait, I'm not done here. I need to test plus tech ac -999. Okay, I think I need actually a TGT. Okay, this works out that way for the x2. Alright, so this takes care of x3 fully, I think. I'm going to put those next to each other. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, so I don't have to worry about x3 anymore. TGT, ac -999. 0 x2. Yeah, okay. So this line is kind of shared between these two conditionals, but this is not. So in the plus case, you do another conditional. I'll go through this control flow in a moment to make sure I have it all right, but it's looking pretty good. Return that value. What do I do if they're both -999? Ooh. That's a good question. Okay, so hang on. So all right, let's go through the logic here. So wait for x1. Logos and telos values are going to come in. I move the first one to ac. If Logos has nothing to say, I tell x3, Logos has nothing to say, go about your business. And I read the next thing. So telos. If telos has something to say, if telos has nothing to say, then I tell x2, telos has nothing to say, and go about my business. I can fit a minus jump in here somewhere if I need it. I might need it. We'll see. Depends what else I have to do. I only have 3 lines left. 0 x2, move 1 x1. Now, I think I can actually do way better than that. Heck yeah, I can. Okay, so you'll get either a either a 999 or something else. Yeah, so don't translate it to another type of number. I just need to know whether there's any data incoming on it or not. Yes, so I like that much better. Move x1 ac, move back x3, sure. So yeah, you get it regardless. Now, if it is a nothing, if it's not a nothing, okay, so hang on. So if logos has something to say, then I know telos will not, so I can just take that value and stick it right in here. That'll be a negative 999, and it'll do the right thing. I've already told Logos Pulse Controller about its business. Okay, and then I say, Logos is talking, go deal with it. I probably am going to want to... this. I'll evaluate later whether I can do without that. This is nothing. Okay, well, I guess also that means that I can do... well, hold up. No, I mean, that'll happen unconditionally regardless. Move 0, x3. This is gone. I've already dealt with you. Okay, move x1 ac. I agree with that. Because you gotta send it to x2. Move negative... wait, hold on. See if it's actually... that here, okay. Alright, this is looking good. Okay, so this code down here is looking a lot like this code up here, which is what I like to see. So if you're not that... oh, okay, I see a flaw here, but I think I can fix it. Now I've already... right, so this is not applicable because I'm not waiting on another message that needs to go here. I just do this, and you're right where the jump weight was. Now, here's the thing. That's fine. Okay, so if this is negative 999... alright, so if this is... if I've read telos and it's negative 999, then I know here that I want to move 0 to x1. Nobody is talking, so I tell you that. I don't know if negative 1, 1, and 0 are the values I want for that. This looks sensible enough to me. Okay, and this might actually be a complete program too. Because yeah, in this case, x2 does get talked to, x1 does get talked to, the IO line does get cleared, and yeah, you're just done at that point, so you jump to wait. Great. So yeah, that's if Logos has something to say. If Telos has something to say... I'm missing something here. I gotta repeat the value that it was back to it. And do it here too. Okay, so this needs to know that if it gets a 0 back from this, there's not another value that's following it, because I'm out of... now hold on. I guess I can save a line. It's a little awkward. Okay, right, it's this way around, I always forget. So that has a minus on it, meaning it won't be active if no one has anything to say. And it will be active because this is inside the minus case here. Okay, that seems fine. All I really did was save a line though. Well, so if I want to put something more here, then sure. Okay, so then, to make this make sense... At what point can I stop discriminating between Logos and Telos? I think it's immediately downstream from this. Okay, let's read that spec again. So I'm taking care of the pumps. I'm taking care of seeing who is talking. You now need to bank switch and send something downstream. Do a checksum on it and repeat it to mesh data if the checksum passes, right? And it doesn't... Yeah, so mesh data knows nothing about which one of those two it came from. It just gets the output if it matches the checksum from either place. And the only discrimination I need to do is on read from this and on pump timing reset. So that's all taken care of. Okay, great. So now all I need to do okay, let's do this. Maybe. Well, let's see what this looks like. Okay, so I would send this out to here, let's say. I don't like that. I'd rather send it... Okay, so now wiring. Now wiring. Okay, so what do I want to do downstream? Well, hang on. So let's pretend there's something downstream of here. I can move this controller around, I can move wires around, whatever. I can change pin numbers. Let's just say you're talking to somebody. For now on X1. I don't know for sure that I want a TCP here, but it might make sense. Let's see what this looks like. So minus means you're talking to Logos. In either case, I always want to move X2, X1. Okay, no, I have to keep that value that I report back here around. Because to be inside a loop... Oh right, so downstream of here, with this design, I still need not only checksum, but digit packing. It's not absolutely implausible, but it looks improbable. However, again, I'll play with wire routing and stuff when I need to. So, I have to keep this around. I say so move... X2, let's say dat. So I need to count to 24. I don't like this, but I think it's actually better than the alternative. Because otherwise I'd have to repeat a bunch of stuff in both plus and minus down here. So I do the tech to break out immediately. So now I'm going to do a loop. Move. Okay, so I've already read one value, therefore it's going to be 23 more, and I'm going to do a more efficient. So do a thing, and then 22 more times also do the thing. Move 22, ACK. Okay, so you're going to have to move. Oh, neat. Hang on. Okay, so I can... Yeah, alright, so TCP X2 is 0. Minus move X0 ACK, I guess dat actually, plus move X3 dat. Not yet though, first move dat X1. Okay, this is starting to look good. Alright, good. So I've reduced bank switch to this. This is ACK, by the way. Or no, this is DAT, and that's ACK. Wait, but no, I have ACK for... Uh-oh. Shoot. Alright, so I can't do what I was gonna do there. That's fine. I don't strictly have to. Alright, so what's what? My ACK register counts from 22 down to 0 or something. My DAT register stores the selection between Logos and Telos here. This needs to be DAT, by the way. Tech DAT 0, jump weight. So clear the I/O line because I have a value coming from here. Move X2, X1. move 22 ac, loop, TCP x2 0, minus move x0 x1 plus move x2, oops, x2 x1. Alright, cool, and then tech ac 0 minus sub 1 minus jump loop. It fits. Did I cover all the logic I needed? Okay, so report logos, report telos in sequence to my x2 line. Get the value that's coming back into dat. The first value that comes back from there is a -1 if logos is talking, a 1 if telos is talking, a 0 if nobody is talking. So if nobody is talking, then I go to sleep, and I do nothing else. Great. I agree with that. If somebody is talking, therefore this jump doesn't happen, then the logos or telos value that I read is coming back on this line, because that's the only place where it exists right then. So I forward that on to my IO line. So that clears the x2 line, and you can go to sleep. Then I'm going to count to 22. It's 22 instead of 24 because I've already done 1 by reading this. So that's from 24 to 23. Then I'm doing this type of loop where I only sub after I have not reached the target value, so it's 22 instead of 23 because of that. Sure. Then okay, so here's a typo. This is supposed to be dat. So right, that value I read into dat tells me which bank is selected. So I do the test. Whichever bank is selected. It doesn't strictly have to be a TCP. This could be a tech, but I don't know. It feels cleaner this way, and it wouldn't save me anything to make that a tech instead. So minus move x0, the -1, logos, to x1, plus move x2, x3, I got my things mixed up, move x3, telos, to your output. Check if you're done. If you're not, subtract 1 and jump to the loop. Great, then go to sleep. Perfect. Okay, so I'm happy with that logic. I'm not happy with this layout. I might be happier with the layout if you went up here. I also might not. It does look more efficient that way. I don't need a microcontroller up there. And hold on. Okay, so who talks to this? Okay, so now what has to happen? The next step here is okay, I'm gonna just like chop some wires, I think. Well, I don't have to chop that one, it's fine. So let's say you're downstream of this. Again, I'll reroute everything. Your x0 is connected to this x1, let's say. In fact, I might be able to actually literally do that. I can. Okay, there we go. Sure. This wiring's temporary and gross. Don't worry about it. So, and x1 will be connected to okay, something. I don't know what yet. Current thought. Okay, so who resets the address line? I need to know whether you need a connection to the address line. It might work. Yeah, so thinking of pins here. You need connections to this, that's 1. This data line, that's 2. Probably the checksum controller, that's 3. And this to wake it up, that's 4. No, checksum is the one who, if the checksum passes, the checksum controller wakes this up. Move x2, x1. That is how... x2, x1, what the heck? That's supposed to be x3. Okay, so my x3 and x2 are reversed. You know what? Instead of reversing the code, I'm going to reverse the wire. Okay. And I'll redo that when necessary. Hopefully the rest of the code wants the things this way around. Yeah, okay, I like this. Store unconditionally. That means you have a line to the address here, so you'll set it to 0 initially. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so to do this pretend thing that I'm doing here, I need things in a different place. How am I going to get that? Yeah, okay, so here comes Mega Space Crunch. Oh dear, how will I... Okay, so I might be able to fit the checksum here. All it has to do... Okay, yeah, this actually looks plausible suddenly. Without even moving this... I might have to squiggle this wire another funky way, but that's totally fine. Checksum actually has only one input and one output. It goes here. You are going to move over here. Okay, no, not quite like that. Well, that's fine, actually. You're just going to wire through this, and this won't use its X0. Or maybe it will, because you do need to talk to this. No, it should use it. How, then, will I connect you to this address line? Well, first of all, it's going to have to be a 1 in that layout, because a 0 is up against a simple pin. Okay, so maybe I want to do this. Okay, this is bad. This doesn't work. That's a little closer to plausible, maybe. Can't do that. No, you need all your pins, but you can actually move this way, and that's fine. Out to space. In a couple of ways. Okay. Oh boy. Right, so checksum controller. Connections. Oh boy, at this font size now the text is gray, making it even harder to read. That's fine, don't worry about it. As long as I can read it, it's fine. $100p14 data, $100p14 address. Might be able to do without that one in theory, maybe not. Upstream and downstream, sure. So yeah, you need 4. You need 4. One of them goes to one of these pins, one of them goes to one of these pins, 2 of them go to this. 2 of yours also go to this. Probably the same ones. Maybe this could go here, this could go here. Not looking too good. Hold on, actually, this can go there, that's plausible. The rest of this is not. Nope, it doesn't work. Because now I can't connect to X0 at all. Okay, so that would have to be then... Okay, can I connect to the data and address lines if I do it like that? No. 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 The answer's still gonna be no. Alright, so, like, the theory would be that you'd go over maybe here. Maybe more likely... Like this. Then that'd be the address. This would go to the data or something. This could also go to the data. Now you can't connect to the address. Maybe I can get away with not connecting to the address. So if this stays in an address reset state, which would mean you'd need to squeeze another line in, but maybe you can do that. Then you wouldn't have to worry about... Yeah, you would. You would have to. Hold up, no, why do you need a connection to the address here? Wait, hold on. What am I writing here? This one's supposed to receive checksum values, or sorry, receive values from, not from this, from the thing this talks to. Wait, what's the thing that this talks to doing? Packing. So it packs numbers into here. Okay, so let's forget about connections for a moment and just see what the checksum logic would take to implement. Again, let's go piecewise. Yeah, missing pieces are... This is for digit packing, this is for checksum. Maybe the other way around would work better. It's not impossible. But I don't know, I feel like this one's going to need more space. I feel like they're both going to need to be larger. Let's see, if this were to move right... If it can get by with that without one of its pin connections. And if this were to move down and left... Then I could squeeze this in there and have this be a MC6000. That's probably what I'm going to have to do. But let's see what checksum logic would look like. You two don't want to be connected, by the way. That's not right. Okay, so you're just in the wrong place, but let's pretend. Pretend it's X3. Okay, so checksum. Oh, jeez. Hold on, why does the checksum controller have connections to this? It doesn't. It doesn't need those. There's so much counting I have to do. So much counting. I'm starting to wonder if bank switching on this is the way to go once again. Maybe it is, because that's... No, there's no way that's right. It could be. Okay, so SLX X3. So the checksum. Start with the first value, subtract the second, add the third. Okay. Cool. How am I... Wait. Yeah, okay, 25 values, odd number, so first and last are both added. How do I tell when I'm done? I only have one register. I have no connection to anything that's going to tell me. I can't do anything on this. No, I'm gonna have to... Okay, so let's write this here. So let's pretend this is checksum. Sure, you do have X3. Just pretend that. All about pretending. Well, so... Even with an extra register, how does that help me tell when the end is? I want there to be something special about this checksum value. I can't make it special, though. I don't have the room to do that here. I can't move more values, like this is just going to give 24 values without any kind of boundary information, without like anything else. Because that's all that I can fit here. So you just have to know, you have to somehow count to 24. Okay, well, let's do something gross. No, let's do this the other way. No, I can't. I can't have two values counted because there's no swap command here. If I want to copy that to ACK or ACK to that, that's destructive. I was going to have one checksumming thing and one counting, but there's no way to do that. Okay, so a lot of possibilities open up if I open an extra channel. Oh, but the problem with putting this over here is it cuts off those I/O pins. No, I need those. I need those. I can't do without them. Unless maybe somebody else feeds you data? That might be plausible. Okay. I want to at least have an idea for how I will do checksum logic. I'm about ready to take another break here. Doing this piecewise. Like, I think my bank switching on Logos and Telos logic is good. I think my pump logic is perfectly sound. I think there's basically nothing more I could fit over here usefully, because I only get the one wire channel. It's very narrow. I'm doing about as much work as I can already here. Sure, I got two extra lines here and here, but they can't be usefully used for anything, probably. So yeah, I think I'm done with the right half of the puzzle, and basically done with you other than maybe some layout changes. Things that can go all the way left. You, because you only need two connections to you. Opening up a way for... Okay, so... There's no reason this needs to be down here. There is a reason this needs to be up here, and that's because that's where mesh data is. Let's try moving this up and see if the layout looks better. It does sort of change where some things are a little bit. It puts you awfully close to those connections, and I don't like that much. Is there some way these could share? Like, is there something that would be okay to wire to this X3 here? Some communication channel, right? You're using mesh data, you're talking to the outside world, so you'd be SLXing on your outside world pin, and the other two go to this thing. No, this is no good. Yeah, it is problematic to put this up here because it's too close to this for me to wire those separately, and I need all 4 pins on this, so it was better down there. Alright, so that's why down there is the way to go. Can I put P0 in a less annoying spot? Could I... What if I reused X1? So... No, that doesn't work. No, I can't have you talk to 2 different controllers in X1. I mean, there are sort of ways that could work, but no good ones, really. Yeah, this is never moving right. That's impossible without cutting off one of its pins. So unless I can ditch one of these pins, which I can't, because I have to talk to both of these... then I can't do that. You're kind of where you need to be already and doing what you need to be doing already. As far as I can tell. What did I do with my wiring? Okay, so that's the outside world connection. Wait, it is? No, that's the Logos connection. If I move this up a little bit, could that be helpful? No, that still connects there. And yeah, it's only helpful if it's up that high. And if it's up that high, it intersects with this, so that's no good. Nope. Okay, it has to be exactly here, or here, which is obviously worse because I can't do anything with that space at all, ever. Other than maybe wiring if I'm somehow desperate for wiring space. Like, I'm sure I can't wire behind these. Let me just check one more time. Wires just absolutely do not go behind those no matter what I do. Okay, so I know that that's a real constraint. I'm gonna have these 2 wire channels going up here and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just stuck with this. Let's try one more time to improve this wiring. Over here. Just all you go away. Sure. Putting this all the way left buys me nothing if this is here. Other than maybe some wiring space. But maybe not. Okay, now I did want my checksum controller to talk to you, so that would be that line. Now hang on, there are things I like about this, and things I don't. That's about as compact as you're gonna get. But you are in the wrong well, now hang on, you're not doing checksum, you're not doing anything. What are you even for? Digit packing, how could that be done? I think digit packing, I'm just like running into a dead end here on digit packing. I don't think I can do it. Because I need like about this much code. Alright, what does this expect? DST 0. Alright, so let's pretend for a moment. Now, hold on a second. This is, let's pretend X1 is the data line of that. That was easier than I thought. Maybe I can fit that in here. Now, you do need to know when you're done. And also that the last value is special. I wonder what happens if I try to DST with a 26. I get 6, okay? I get 60. Okay, so it just takes the last digit. Got it, okay. Well, that was useful information, maybe. How do I know when I'm done? That's the real problem here. I just don't ever know when I'm done. How can I... What can I check? An address. Yes, okay, so you have an address connection. Of course. When... Okay, no, this is actually very plausible. So let's say X2 is the address line, sure. Tech X2... Okay, so if I'm writing... Is it 9? I don't know what pin is what here anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 24. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I did it. And actually, you'll just stop receiving values, so that's all the code you need. Oh, okay. Cool, I can digit pack in this much space. That was way easier than I thought. Why did I think it was going to be a big production like this? No. No. DST is actually a lot easier. I don't think I even need to move 0 into ACK, just because, oh hey, and you can, so x2 being the address line, you can set it to 0. Okay, so now I just need some checksum logic elsewhere. Wait, now hold on. So if you're packing that in there... Could my checksum... No, it could not be in between here and here. I think? Maybe it could. So you get the data, you pack it in, and... Oh, check it out. I can even... Yeah, this is a very important thing. I can tell somebody when I'm done. That's going to be x0, I guess. Hold on, so I have the data line, I have the... Okay, so x3 is this line. x2, I'm saying, is the address, so x1 is the data line. And then x0 then would be outside world. Okay, so downstream is x0. Alright, I like this program. This one is good. I've made a good... I've manufactured a piece of my puzzle that's totally going to go in the final solution. This one makes me happy. So downstream of here... I'm starting to get a feeling I might be able to actually do this without a monumental amount of extra effort. Maybe I'll try. Or maybe I should take a break. I don't know. Not sure which instinct to listen to. What am I planning? So I store the data, I let someone know that I've stored the data. This just seems a lot more sensible than this whole idea of what? Of repeating both to the checksum and to the data writer, but well, so if downstream of you was checksum, and checksum at the point that it read a value would then repeat it to here as well as doing its operation on it. Then what does this even mean? So that wakes you up. I do move a 0 in here, and you do set the address line just fine. And you read into output, assuming all this code works. I mean, I have as much confidence in it now as I did when I first wrote it, which is to say, some. It looked like sound logic to me when I wrote it, but I haven't run it and debugged it yet. Okay, I definitely do not want to unpack digits twice. So my two options for checksumming are go downstream of this and have this execute twice when once to check the checksum and a second time to actually send out the data if the checksum passes. I think I can imagine how that would work. And what's nice about that is it lets the checksum code be nice and simple. Ooh, I like this actually. So the way that would work is both this would have a connection to the thing that wakes you up. The thing downstream of it would only need It needs unpacker output. It needs mesh data. It actually also needs unpacker input. So you would send another value on the same line this one used to wake this one up. You have the extra pin to be able to do that. So that's neat. So you would wake it up a second time if the checksum passes. Okay. You'd wake it up a second time if the checksum passes, then enter another part of your control flow where you just take the values coming out of here and put them there. That, I like that. I like that. That's what I want to do. So to put something downstream of this, then mesh data moves aside. You have 3 pins. You have 3 pins, so you can't go against this edge. Okay, so now this becomes a routing challenge. This is starting to look like something real, something that might actually work. Okay, so let's route. Bye wires, you're all gone. So I want something downstream of this. This does need 4 connections. How do I put something downstream of that? If only I could do this. I can. I can't. I can't because if I read from that, it might read from the address line. Yeah, and there's nothing, no spot that has the property that I want here that would allow me to actually do that, right? Also, I would have wiring problems if I wanted to do that, and oh man, so many of them. Alright, so if that's not happening... Okay, so actually here's what I should do. Before I wire this up, check some logic. So let's say you're getting data here on X1. How do you know when you're done? I still have that problem. Ooh, interesting. Maybe I know I'm done when my checksum passes. Well, but then how would I know to reset it for the next attempt? No, I don't think that works. See, I need to add first. I need to insert a check in here, because I'm adding first and adding last. Okay, you have a spare I/O pin. That can probably go to here? Do you have logic for writing out the checksum value at the end, or are you unfinished? Hold on, I'm worried about this. Move X to X1. Okay, so that's supposed to be the thing that wakes you up into address line. Get the data. See if address is 9. Oh yeah, okay, it's here. That's right. I snuck it in with these 2 unconditional lines and the rest being in the minus. Yes, okay. So you do have that logic. The problem that I have is there's nothing special about the checksum value, and I can't really make it special. I wish I could make it, like, negative or something. Maybe I can. If I could sneak a mul -1 somewhere in some... No, where? 0 spare instructions, 0 spare instructions, 0 spare instructions. 2 spare instructions, 2 spare instructions, 1 spare instruction. But you don't have anything to do with the checksum value. I'm pretty satisfied with this, I'm pretty satisfied with this, and I'm pretty satisfied with this. But if I'm adding and subbing, there's definitely, it is absolutely impossible to get another microcontroller in here, unless it's a 4000X. Because, like, I can do this. One of them counts, the other one, well, but no. Okay, yeah, so how do I implement this checksum? That is the question now. Let's just pretend... Let's see, I can actually safely test the address line of this to know when you've finished doing your thing on it. It adds up to 0, right? Yes. Okay, well, isn't that awkward? Some weird-looking control flow here. Oh, actually, I can do way better than this. This is completely silly and pointless. Well, yeah, okay. And the weight is totally fine. But unnecessary. I can do this. Because I know more data's coming in while the address is not here. Yeah, so I can reliably check the address of this to know when you're done reading. I have a wiring challenge. Alright, you all can be quiet now. Sure. I have a wiring challenge, but I think in terms of data flow, this is starting to look plausible. So you add x1, you sub x1, jump read, tech ac 0. You're not using DAT, and I might actually be able to fit you in an MC4000X. No, unlikely. Okay, so you'd move 0 to x2, let's just say. Okay, so now... So I tell you to repeat what you just said. Move 23 AC. Loop move x2, x3. Yeah, part connected to self. Yeah, pin not connected to anything. I know, whatever. X3 is mesh data. Here. To get you to shut up, I'm going to do this. Pin type mismatch. To get you to shut up, I'm going to do this. Part connected to self. Nope, nope. Okay, so there's, even for just shutting you up, there's no way to wire all these things. So yeah, wiring's a major problem, but I think I have my program logic. I think that's it. If I can wire this, I think that works. Right, because, okay, so wait until you get something here. You're downstream of this. You add it. You see if you're done. Is 9 the correct thing? I believe so. Yes. Okay. So then... Alright, so obviously you go... I can't even really do... Okay, how will I do this shuffle? That doesn't help me. Woof. You go here. You're gonna go somewhere around there, maybe. I don't know where you go or how you work yet. Okay, so we got, like, simple pins getting in the way of stuff. This guy here getting in the way of stuff. Yeah, that's an unsolvable problem in that configuration, so this will have to be different. Okay, so who talked to this? Oh, I hate this layout. Okay, but hang on, I was still going over your logic. Yeah, you add, you check if you're done, that's the correct way to do that. If not, you sub and then keep doing this. So you add, check if you're done. Once you're done, check if the checksum passed. Well, I need some pluses here. Oh, actually. There we go. Okay. So if checksum did not pass, then do nothing. And nobody else is going to be waiting for anything. Everyone else has gone to sleep, so you go to sleep, time unit finishes, and you're in good shape. Cool. If checksum passed, send this back out to that same line that woke you up the first time, your x2. Count to 23. Take those values, put them out to mesh data. Yeah. This logic is sound, I think. Wish I could wire it up and actually test it. Okay, so now, alright, so, wiring. Alright, so it's like a billion hours later of attempted wire routing. I can't conclusively prove this is impossible, but it looks an awful lot like it is. I mean, okay, I say it's like a billion hours. It was about 45 minutes, without exaggeration. The thing I'm looking at most is this microcontroller here, the digit unpacker. I feel like there's a way to compact this because I have an unrolled loop in here. I don't have a spare register to do anything about that, but I do have what looks like a huge inefficiency here. If this could turn into... Okay, so you know what? My code is safely here. Nothing changed in the code between here and here. I could do the exercise of... Let's pretend this is an MC4000X. And try to see if this routes, but it's so basically I have working code here, it's just I can't physically fit it on the board. So now this turns into a line count optimization problem just to even get to the victory screen in the puzzle. This game isn't gentle like most of Opus Magnum where I could just expand it to infinite space and not worry about my stats. Like that makes a huge difference in feeling between the two. All four of these use all four of their X-bus pins. And that creates some horrific wire snarls. Like this is the only one that only uses 2 of its pins, and this address line needs to get around to many places. The data line needs to go to 2, the thing that writes it, and the thing that reads it unpacks it. Address line needs to go to the thing that writes it, the thing that unpacks it, and the thing that processes it, that does the checksum. So anyway, I don't know what to do with this. It's... Oh, geez. Okay, so don't move that around too much. Right, okay. So wiring, can I... That's still in my undo buffer. Sure. So if you're gonna mess with things, mess with them here. I don't know that changing this into an MC4000X would help much. It helps some. It'd take 3 cells of pressure off of me. And maybe somehow I could get something done. Like this, what has to be done here to get Logos Intel, like this is just the rudest layout. Required wire, impossible wire. Required wire, impossible wire, required wire. Nothing has that layout. So it just, I hate the way this is, but there's nothing I can do about the position of Logos and Telos here. I have the code, just the route is impossible. So anyway, I have a routing and line optimization problem that I guess I'm going to just try and do on my own. I don't know if I'll get anywhere with that. Worst case, I have a fallback. At some point, I want to familiarize myself with what is in here, prototyping new ideas. So if I don't have this routed in a way that works next time, we're going to go over there and do that. But I'll do what I can on my own, I guess, if I can. It's just so frustrating because I have code that I don't know works, but I think works. As far as, I mean, I've run through the logic several times and it looks sound. Sound logic, wiring impossible. So yeah, this looks like the easiest place to get my line count down, and then with an MC4000X, maybe things would suddenly become possible. But alright, so gonna try and do that on my own. I don't know how far I'll get. I'll see you next time for either that if I get somewhere, or prototyping new ideas if I don't.